Are you sufficiently prepared? Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. And also, jump-starting the skip drive. I wouldn't advise...
Well, it's been...
Are you sufficiently... Are you... And... Jumps...
Well...
All right. It is in your hands now, Captain. I trust you, in so much as my presets allow.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years, on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something, now. Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Tartarus's orbit. The board has initiated contact. I believe they're eager to speak with you once you've returned to the ship.
Oh. I feel like I've been turned inside out. Let's not do that again.
You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande. Captain, you have an incoming transmission from Tartarus.
Attention, Captain of the Unreliable. This is Chairman Rockwell. I'm on Tartarus and, we need your help. Thanks to your intelligence, we successfully captured Phineas, but he's somehow turned the tables on us. That crackpot scientist has caused a riot among the prisoners and unpaid laborers. It's a law-damned bloodbath down here. As if that weren't enough, he's gone and taken Sophia hostage. I'm not gonna mince words. The situation is dire. I need your help. I don't know. They're in the pits somewhere. Well, you'll see for yourself when you get here. He lost his mind years ago. Do you have any idea how many Hope colonists he's killed for the sake of his science experiments? Among other things, we can't run this place without her, Captain. Make haste, Captain. We're losing men by the... Oh, fuck. Fuck! They're at the door! I need to hide. Hurry!
Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
Doc Wells went and started a genuine prison riot. Didn't think the old man had it in him.
But what if it's a trick and she means to get rid of us for good?
Captain, your service to the board has been invaluable. If you wish to claim your rightful place in Byzantium, you must help them crush the riots in the labyrinth.
Adjutant Sophia Akande is essential to the administration of the colony. Without her, the board is likely to devolve into petty squabbling. It is imperative that we act.
Captain, my calculations confirm your suspicions. The labyrinth is known for its ironclad security. If Dr. Wells was able to instigate a riot, then the situation is indeed dire. I must inform you that the environment in Tartarus is extremely volatile. I do not believe I will be able to depart for some time once we've landed. Whatever may await you, it's best not to dock at the prison until you're sure you've settled your affairs and closed out any unfinished business.
Are you kidding? You get invited to the most interesting parties. I'm in.
I'm with you to the end.
I ain't abandoning my crew, Captain.
In my experience, you can try to run, but the past always catches up in the end. I'm committed to seeing this through.
Reminder, this unit is no longer under warranty.
Waiting on your command, Captain. Welcome back. How... May... Captain, I am pleased to inform you that we have successfully landed on Tartarus. Please be advised. Resident count is as follows. I would also... Understood. If you die, or... Oh.
You're the backup, right? From Akande? Thank the law you're here. These bloodthirsty sprat bags have no respect for the law. We're pinned down. I don't understand either. It's not like I tortured them or anything. That was somebody else's job. You've got to help us. Please, kill them. Summary justice for the whole lot. Their biometric ID? I could transmit it, but that'd be against Protocol H927G. If anyone found out, I'd get thrown into a cell right alongside these damn prisoners. I'm never supposed to violate protocol. Never. All right, but if anyone gets on my case about this, I'm sending them straight to you. Got it? There. Data transmitted. Hope this disguise of yours works. Tartarus security out. Hang on. Is that another ship coming in? I think that's from the Groundbreaker. Cripes, did that Tennyson woman really send reinforcements? Between you and the Mardettes, we may be able to retake the docks. Good luck out there, Captain.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance?
Captain did right by us once.
What's that?
Now it's
What was that?
forward for groundbreaker.
Stay down. Put him down, buddy. Cover!
What the hell was that?
Unexert that action is not up. Error. Error. Transfer. Registered.
They call this place the labyrinth. Perhaps we should all meditate on that as we make our descent.
This might be the loneliest place in the whole system. Okay, gone quiet. Let's look around. There's gotta be a few ways through here.
Sublight has arrived. Hey, kid. A little bird told me you could use our help. I said I owed you one, and I always pay my debts.
I'm going in!
Guess it was nothing.
Whoa, hold. Whoa.
Good to see you.
Let's go, troops. Stellar Base counting on us.
Whoa, hold on. What?
Hey, you join Oh,
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So, get in there and fight!
Everything in my life has been leading up to this point. I believe I am ready for this.
Never come to this. Just wait for me to know you all.
You know, I could have sworn I tested you for hearing loss. Because I did say skip the Hope to Terra 2. Terra 2, not Tartarus. We could have saved this colony, you know. That was always the plan. I revive you, you do as I say. I tell you to go there, get me this, shoot that, and you do as I say. If you'd just listened to me, we could have rescued everyone on the Hope. We could have been the saviors of Halcyon. But you didn't listen. No one in this damn colony ever listens. Ha! No, of course not. You're the board's lackey now. And isn't that just paying dividends? You're the deadliest shot this side of Halcyon, and you hired yourself out to the board. A gang of greedy pencil jockeys. What did they tempt you with, Power? Money? One of those fancy reclining chairs? You know, What? Oh, is this thing not working? Can you hear me now? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, if you think I'm going to admit defeat and... Too late now, old friend. Can't stop the laws of physics. Oh, equal and opposite reactions and all that. Push a body, and we push back. Don't worry about me. Worry about what I'm willing to do. Oh, I've got nothing to lose. I've got nothing to live for. But I'll tell you what I do have. Oh, I've got a gun. And I've got adjutant... I can't imagine... How would you know? You didn't spend your entire... I'm not wrong, damn it! If only you'd listened to me, we might have saved this colony. All we had to do was revive a few people on the Hope. Scientists, engineers, brilliant minds like you and I. If we can't think of a solution, they will. I don't know what else I can do. I had to believe a solution was possible. My life's work has been an exercise in futility. The only honorable way to end it is to go down fighting. You know, fighting back. I've released every... You maybe... I don't care. I haven't lost... Adjutant... How would you know? I was never proposing all we had to do was revive a few... I know. There isn't a damn thing I can do about it. My life's work has been... Surrender? Oh, I've had a bounty on my head for years. What do you expect will happen if I surrender? Torture, execution. The board has already extracted the secret of reviving colonists from me. I'm no longer useful to them, so they'll make an example of me. You're trying to tempt me with your lies. It won't work. I'll never return to working for the board. Not if all the lives in Halcyon depended on it. Enough! I can't take any more of this. I know what you're trying to do, torturing me with your words, reminding me of all my failures. Yes, I failed. There, I've said it. I'm a failure. I failed the colony. I failed myself. I failed you. Congratulations. You've broken me. Does that put a smile on your face, you monster? So you found out. I suppose it's not enough that you ruin my every plan. You must also humiliate me by reminding me of my failures. Yes, I've killed people. Is that what you wanted to hear? I experimented on dozens of the Hope's colonists. Every last one of them died in agony. Yes, that's what I told myself. If I'd only kept trying, if I'd only kept experimenting, I'd discover the secret to reviving the Hope's colonists. I didn't care about the cost. I didn't question the morality of my actions. What are the deaths of a few dozen colonists weighed against the lives of hundreds of thousands? My best wasn't good enough. That's what I can't bear. I devoted my entire life to this project, and it wasn't good enough. I never was good enough. Whatever tomorrow brings, I don't deserve to be a part of it. I'm sorry for all that I've done, and for what I'm about to do. There's no other way this could possibly end. You and I both know that. I'm sorry about all this. I'm sorry about everything. It's just, I just wish we could have... Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Thank the law you're here. That madman was out of control. At least Wells did you the courtesy of saving you a bullet. I'll have one of my soldiers toss his body out on the surface. And what about you? You aren't hurt, I hope. Why shouldn't I be interested in the well-being of my finest agent? Not to mention my most valuable investment. You've put down the worst riot in our history. Rid the colony of a dangerous madman, and saved my life. The board owes you a tremendous debt. We don't have a moment to lose. We're gonna have to work together to save Halcyon, because the situation is far worse than you imagined. We've lost all contact with Earth. It's been 3 years since we've received a message. We've had no contact, no signals, nothing. Earth has gone dark. 2 years ago, the Earth Directorate's frigate disappeared en route to Earth. We don't know if they ever made it. We don't know if there's an Earth to go back to.
Earth is only an idea to us. But that idea is the bedrock the colony is built upon. If people were to find out it's gone dark, the shock could be too much to bear.
That's precisely why no one else must know the truth. We're going to have to keep this secret to ourselves.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
You sound frightened, Miss Holcomb. You should be. Fear sharpens the mind. We're alone, Captain. That's all I know for certain. Whatever happens to this colony, we're going to have to deal with it on our own. Returning to Earth is not an option. I'll answer. I can't say for... I don't know what... I couldn't risk this news getting out. Before you, the 2 people in this colony who... I had every intention of telling you that... The Earth Directorate's frigate accounts for half of our military forces. We haven't heard a word back. Not a word. We received our last message 3 years ago. Our every attempt at... You're the reason I'm... It's time we... You've kept your end of our bargain, and so I shall be true to mine. Congratulations, Captain. You're going to be the wealthiest citizen of Byzantium. The colony may collapse around us, but I will see to it that Byzantium survives. Byzantium must always survive. We're on our own now. Earth isn't coming to save us, so we're going to have to save ourselves.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The riots in Tartarus ended in a total victory for the board. Without any significant threats to challenge their power, the board asserted their control over the colony. The lifetime employment program began immediately, and the people of Halcyon did exactly what they were expected to do. They obeyed. Sophia Akande converted the labyrinth from a prison to a processing center. She jettisoned the original colonists out of the Hope and transformed the ship into a massive storage facility. One by one, the workers of Halcyon surrendered themselves to the program. They arrived with their families and their friends, their colleagues and their neighbors, and then, one by one, they marched into their stasis chambers. As the workers of Halcyon slept in their hibernation chambers, their settlements became ghost towns, left behind by the board to be reclaimed by nature. Only Byzantium remained, a shining beacon of civilization in an otherwise abandoned colony. The people of Byzantium spent the rest of their days gorging themselves on their stockpile of resources. As for the workers of Halcyon, they never felt the effects of the collapse. They never felt anything at all. As the board began to enact the lifetime employment program, Sanjar and Zora brought another option to the townships of Terra 2. Many workers joined MSI, bolstering Sanjar's ranks and giving Zora more forces to work with. Though none of Sanjar's policies spread to Byzantium, many smaller townships that might otherwise have been shuttered thrived under his and Zora's combined leadership. Bolstered by her status as savior of humanity, Lilia Hagen ushered sublight salvage to a new golden age. Her company grew bolder and more transparent over time, muddying the line between lawful and criminal for the entire colony. the Sublight family would thrive for years to come. Over the years, the ruins of Edgewater caused irreversible environmental damage to the landscape of Emerald Vale, owing largely to the presence of toxic compounds in the town's building materials. As for Edgewater's former workers, their remains provided a source of nourishment for the region's fauna, leading to an explosion in the sprat population. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. It was only a matter of time before the adjutant sent her troops to wipe out Adelaide's town. Only one deserter escaped the massacre. He was believed to be carrying the last remaining copy of Adelaide's research. The bounty on his head remains unclaimed. While the groundbreaker remained mechanically stable, the changing times forced Junlei Tennyson to make some difficult calls on behalf of her community. The work of maintaining independence was an uphill climb, and she found herself caving to bad faith compromises with the board. Time will tell if the groundbreaker can endure. As smaller settlements were swallowed up and their workers drafted into the lifetime employment program, Byzantium continued to thrive. While its citizens lived in decadence and extravagance, a small cadre of scientists worked to solve the nutrition crisis that threatened Halcyon. No one else much noticed the townships that disappeared from the map, or the luxuries that slowly lost their luster year by year. Even the Gorgon asteroid, though a distant enigma to most of Halcyon, felt the aftershocks of your actions. Olivia and Minnie Ambrose worked together to cure the marauders Adrena Time had created. Through their partnership as scientist and administrator, they discovered the harmony that had eluded them as mother and daughter. And through years of patience and effort, they discovered the means to wean Halcyon from the scourge of Adrena Time. Their work afforded them an enviable status among Byzantium's elite. It was a bittersweet reward, especially as the townships they had saved were rounded up as part of the lifetime employment program. In spite of everything, the Gorgon asteroid remained a sobering reminder of the potential for progress and disaster in humanity's most ambitious efforts. The truth about Rizzo Spectrum Brown was buried in the abandoned ruins of their old distillery. The company designed a new drink using the rancid harvests from the old purpleberry orchards and a dangerous amount of brown food coloring. This second launch of Spectrum Brown was sold in Byzantium at an exorbitant price. It was incredibly popular. The death of her sister left Ruth Bellamy disillusioned. She eventually lost interest in Byzantine culture and spent more and more time alone with her memories of Belinda. She only emerged out of isolation to speak out against the lifetime employment program. Her opinions earned the contempt of the elite. She was last seen departing from Byzantium in a private craft. No one has heard from her since. The lifetime employment program led to a boom in the aetherwave industry as more and more Byzantines demanded entertainment. With the absence of Ruth Bellamy, the question on everyone's mind was, who could be the next Halcyon Helen? Burbage 3001's performance during the investigation on Eridanos made it the ideal contender for Helen's replacement. Some years later, after Odeon Pictures released the brand new Burbage 3002 model, it was found mysteriously destroyed by a plasma weapon. Cedric Kincannon did not take kindly to losing the vast majority of his subordinates to hibernation. Despite the board seriously entertaining the idea of offering Sublight a seat, Cedric was nowhere to be found. Any theories that he left Halcyon entirely to begin a new life on some undiscovered asteroid with his former secretary Eileen are, of course, just theories. With the board's newly renewed grip on its seat of power, the public's increased interest in the Aetherwave industry, and the death of his primary acting rival, Spencer Woolrich expected to return to the limelight as he so rightfully deserved. Much to his chagrin, however, his roles remained few, and quickly grew fewer. As his fall from stardom solidified, Woolrich found himself reassigned to menial labor and placed in suspended animation to support the Lifetime Employment Program. It seemed that as much as he had resented her, Halcyon Helen had been all that separated Spencer from complete irrelevancy. Tossball in Halcyon changed dramatically after the Lifetime Improvement Program. With roughly half of the league's players in hibernation, existing teams were forced to merge. The upheaval caused a great deal of infighting between longtime rivals, who found themselves on the same side of the tossball hump. This, in turn, led to a pronounced increase of knives during play, and a period in tossball's history known as the blood loss across the toss. Bertie Holcomb groused in private about the general fictation of tossball spectators. Once, enraged by the sight of a Byzantine seated in the front row with a fancy drink, Bertie leapt over the dividing wall to the stands, seized the offending beverage, and stabbed the man in the hand with its tiny umbrella garnish. New laws against this infraction were created after the game. Bertie Holcomb would live forever in the annals of tossball history as the first player to have received a penalty for audience participation. With the situation in Eridanos taken care of, and with Byzantium's sphere of influence rapidly expanding, attention on the Prophet of Profitability's productivity seminars multiplied 100-fold. High-rungers all over Halcyon flocked to Eridanos and its newly opened Productivity Expansion Reserve. The Prophet herself remained at the forefront of her discipline, until a violent encounter with a rival spy, actually no more than a curious fan, saw her fade into the background for the remainder of her days. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. As the board reasserted control over Halcyon, Felix came to realize that his life as an upstart rebel had come to an end. The board's victory crushed any hope for a grand revolution across Halcyon. And so Felix, once again, found himself without a purpose in life. And so, disillusioned with his former boss and with nowhere left to go, Felix left his crew without saying goodbye. He was never heard from again. As a reward for his part in her courageous rescue, the adjutant invited the vicar known as Max to become one of the leaders of the Order of Scientific Inquiry. But Max had no interest in serving any organization, let alone the OSI, which he knew would never tolerate his heretical theories. Instead, he attempted to minister to the people of Byzantium. They rejected his ideas, being far too satisfied with their own material comforts. Disillusioned, Max gave up and left the city. He was never heard from again. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker. and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. As the board began to roll out their lifetime employment program, Parvati was increasingly plagued by dreams of freezing to death, and rarely left their shared quarters. Stymied by dwindling resources, Junlei struggled to keep the groundbreaker afloat. Their relationship couldn't survive the strain. Parvati moved into crew quarters and found work servicing water pumps in hydroponics. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, a mercenary outfit of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. Adjutant Sophia Akande was instrumental in executing the Lifetime Employment Program. She was true to her word and rewarded her most reliable freelancer by making him the wealthiest citizen in Byzantium. With Halcyon's workers suspended in a state of hibernation, starvation and chaos are problems of the past. The Lifetime Employment Program succeeded in its goals, but that success came at a price. The Halcyon of today is nothing at all like the colony of yesteryear. Power remains concentrated in Byzantium, but all the colony's resources serve the lifestyle of the elite, thereby transforming Halcyon into one of the smallest and most exclusive colonies in the system. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? After the fighting in Tartarus came to an end, you returned to Byzantium in triumph. As a reward for your service in saving the colony, you lived until the end of your days in luxury, the likes of which Byzantium had never seen. Your estate was the envy of the city, and your revelries were things of legend. With all the wealth of the colony concentrated in Byzantium, you wanted for nothing until the end of your days. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Are you sufficient?
Well...
Well, I literally can't dispute that. Please with the daily ship log note that I defer to the captain against my better judgment. I am programmed not to ignore an order, after all.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die. These calculations don't look right. Why is this number negative?
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Now.